Season 5 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's podcast, where we cover the roping industry from top to bottom. This is where the team roping world talks. We talk through tough subjects, we talk big wins, and we talk real issues affecting the community. I'm your host and editor of the Team Roping Journal, Chelsea Schaefer.
Hey everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to The Score. History is in the making right now with the first ever $2 million Riata Buckle happening this weekend at the Lazy E Arena in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Colby Lovell and Dakota Kirchenschlager just won $90,320 during the Pro Futurity on November 4th. Dru Stewart caught up with the champions right after their win, which you'll hear on today's episode. You can read the full story over at teamropingjournal.com, and don't forget to keep an eye on our website and our social media pages to stay up to date with the latest news and results. You can also stay tuned, and I'll explain how you can live stream on roping.com. The $2 million Riata Buckle Futurity will stream exclusively on roping.com, where members can watch the entirety of the historic event November 3rd through 6th from Guthrie, Oklahoma. The Riata Buckle, a groundbreaking time-only rope horse and breakaway futurity and age championship, is for horses 5 and under, sired by Riata-enrolled stallions, as well as aged horses and handicap ropers of all levels. From a different perspective, this is where the futurity team roping concept meets handicap jackpot team roping. The Riata Buckle is a stallion incentive program that will promote the breeding and training of thousands of rope horses over the coming years by engaging the huge recreational team roping industry. No other event in the history of cowboy competitions has ever had a payout that large at a debut event, and there are only 4 other roping events in the world that pay over $2 million, making the Riata Buckle the 5th richest roping in the world. Roping.com's live stream coverage starts on Thursday, November 3rd, with the Breakaway Futurity at 12 p.m. Central Time, and it will conclude with the Jerry Bailey Jr. Mixed Riata Buckle Ropings on Sunday, November 6th. Roping.com members can watch the live stream for free with their membership, and access to the archive live stream footage will be available for members after the event. You can sign up and save today when you use the code THESCORE15 for 15% off your membership.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in this arena, the fabulous Lazy E, so many great events have come and gone and stuck around, and here's one that we kind of think is going to be here for the ages. The Riata Buckle Pro Futurity just got over here a moment ago. $400,000 is what we just paid out with a little over 50 teams. The champions of it all are right here, Colby Lovell, Dakota Kirchenschlager. These guys won it all. Guys, what about this payoff in the very first outing? $90,320.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing what everybody's doing in the rope horse futurity world and the horse world right now. I mean, the horse flesh that there is out there in every event right now is absolutely amazing. And I mean, we both grew up wanting to be better horsemen and ride horses, and we put our blood, sweat, and tears, our life into this. And I mean, it's just the opportunities to come ride young horses for this kind of money is amazing.
Colby, talk to me a little bit about, just piggybacking on what he's saying. This is going to change the game, isn't it? Not only this, but then we've got a 12 roping coming up next. Tomorrow we've got a 12 and a 10 on 5-year-olds. How do you see this affecting the horse game?
Oh, it's going to push the industry to there's no telling what level. I mean, the foundation that goes into the young horses, and I think it's going to make people ride rope better, and it's going to help everything. I mean, as far as going to the next level, I mean, a lot of people know how to rope, but it's the horses, and with the 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, getting to put a foundation in them and slowing down enough to let the horse work, and then seeing how much it grows is going to make the rope industry grow. It's going to make the horse industry grow. It's going to make everything better. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of people who's been looking for this. It's going to be a blessing.
Talk to me about, Dakota, like the horse business, not just the horse business, the guys. Here's a great example. Jeremy Olson called you, 4+ header. You're going to start getting that call a lot.
Oh, yes, sir, for sure. You know, we have a lot of people call us about this, and I think everybody, like, some people were on the fence, but I think after they see this payout,
they're plumb off it now, ain't they?
I mean, just the other day, I don't know, a couple weeks ago at Shane Phillips' sale, the Phillips family, they sold some horses in there that were eligible for this. Then a year ago, same kind of horses didn't cost near what they brought just a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a big thing right now. I mean, everybody, I mean, all these horses people are looking for, customers of mine wanting, they all want to be eligible for this and the Royal Crown and stuff. Like, they have to be eligible for things, or them. I mean, the ones that aren't, they're still nice horses, but a lot of people don't even want to mess with them if they're not.
Yeah. I think the other side of this that is going to see your guys' businesses explode, not just on the horse side of it, but your clinics and stuff. The old $300 a day for a clinic just went out the window. It just went out the window because you're bringing a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old or even a 3-year-old getting started, and I want you, Colby, to teach me how to ride him. It ain't $300 anymore. So your guys' whole business model is going to change, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. I think. I mean, it just puts a different outlook on everything. And I mean, the people that when I was growing up riding and roping, I was fortunate enough to be around guys, get to watch guys like the Rices, and you know, that was something I learned in an early age, and it stuck with me. And then I've gotten to be around TJ in the last 2 years, and you know, it's just growing, and it's something, you know, you want to get around people that are better than you. It's something that you're trying to be better at, and it just pushes you. And that's, you know, when everything comes together, it makes the cow horse, the cutters, you know, all of the best horses in the world can come to one spot and find out which horse can do it all. You know, it's like missing cash. You know, the horse won the Futurity, but he was by a racehorse, a thoroughbred. You know, that's what's neat about this kind of stuff. There's no telling what kind of doors are going to open, and that's going to push the industry to grow like crazy, I think.
So TJ's got about 900 missed calls from me, because I know he had 5 horses hidden out down there, but that's a great point. Guys like TJ Good, cutters that can rope, the Rice family. These guys that have been show horses that, you know, I've been running in that cutting world for 15 years now. Those guys that can rope a little bit, they can put the train on one, we're going to see them. You think TJ Good's not going to crack back out as good as he heads and be like, man.
He'll be riding the black that I just rode right here. He's riding him today. You know,
there it is.
Exactly. That's what I mean. But me and TJ and I have spent the time in the last year getting to a spot where we think the confidence is there, and he's put such a good foundation where, probably two weeks before the rope horse Futurity, I took the black home, I rode him, got with him better, had some bad luck there, went back home, kept going. This week, man, went to TJ's last night and rode, and just everything that it just came together. You see just what he put into it and what I'm trying to put into it, just it blend together, and it just melts, and just you get to watch it grow. That's the good thing. You know, you want to see young kids grow up, be as good as they can. Well, nothing's better than raising a horse and seeing him do good when you put all that time into it. I don't care what it is. I mean, that's the special thing about this.
I couldn't say it better myself. That is a perfect spot. There's nothing that's as rewarding as riding those horses and getting them to that point. Let's talk about the Riata Stallions. Dakota, tell me a little bit about your horse. Tell me about the bloodlines. Talk to me about that whole story and why you chose that horse.
So Dean Tufton owns that mare. She's out of Hickory's Misty Cat. And she's one of the biggest producing cutting mares and cow horse mares of all time. And she's own daughter of Hickory Holly Time. And Dean also owns Hickory Holly Time. He raised that mare, did everything. I mean, bought the embryo out of that mare, raised her, tried to cow horse her. She just wasn't as good as some of the other ones. I got her as a 4-year-old last year. We showed her one time, and she was just a late bloomer. And then this year, at the beginning of the year, he's like, I was like, let's try it. We started taking her to Arizona, and then we called her to all the Royal Crown events. And we're here, and I mean, I've always, there's just something about that horse I've always liked. She's a good mare, she's fast, she stops, she looks good doing it.
Yeah.
And I've always there was was something about her I knew just deep down that was a good horse. And I liked her from the first time I seen her, and I picked her out, and I was like, I want that one. He's like, all right, take her home, train her. And he's like, I mean, we could have sold her a couple of times. He's like, no, that's going to be a breeder. Like, that's going to be our next generation of horses is going to be out of her. So, I mean, it put a lot of pressure on me, but we thrive under pressure. And
yeah.
I like that, and I like the horses, and I love the bloodlines. And like Colby said, you know, you raise these horses, and you breed them, and you do all these things. I mean, my mare's 5 years old now. I mean, there's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears poured into that mare to get her to the point we're at.
That's awesome.
And Dean, he's been a great customer of mine. I love everything about that horse program. He's got so many horses. It's like going to Christmas. For me, the way I like horses, going to his house is like Christmas morning. There's so many of them to pick from. And we ride through them all, and we talk, and we make a plan. I mean, we have a plan with every horse. I mean, literally a business plan of like, okay, this is what we're going to do with this horse. Her plan was to be a winner, no matter how long it took us. So that's why last year we didn't French fry her. We took our time. You know, there's some of them, he's like, this one needs to win at a younger age so we can sell it. You know, there's just, every horse has got to have a plan.
I have never heard you.
That's how much.
I mean, you just spoke from the heart right there about what it's really like.
Yeah, it's a work and it's hard. We invest everything into it. But when it all comes together, there's no greater feeling in the world because there ain't 50 people in the world that are even going to try it, let alone succeed at it. And I mean, my wife, Colby's wife, Colby, I mean, there's so many days we're out there when there ain't nobody around and the weather sucks, it's 100 degrees or it's 10 degrees. We're the ones out there, our help doesn't want to work or whatever the situation may be. We are the ones out there grinding it out, day in and day out. And when it works, it's the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, if we got paid by the hour, it's cool. But we love what we do,
yeah,
and that's why we do it. I mean, we get to do things that, I mean, it's amazing to get to do this stuff.
Yeah. So Colby, you know, team ropers, our stigma a little bit in the industry has been riding unpapered gelding. Hasn't that kind of been our stigma a little bit, you know? Just and now for the backyard guy is the guy that I'm talking about. That 4, that 5, that 6. Now it's, hey, we need to pay attention a little bit more. Going to make you step up. Talk to me about the importance for you guys out there putting the grind in on having those horses that have the good bloodlines.
Oh, I mean, that you know what you're starting with. You know, when you know what you're starting with from the very beginning and you know it's got good blood in it, you're going to cherish every moment with that horse because you don't want to go backwards. And if you see other people training the same blood horses and they're doing good, you don't want to think out route by no means at any time. You can look back and see what the horse's mama, what she won, what she produced, just like Dakota was saying. You know, when you have my dad, he roped great. You know, he put a foundation in me that he helped me, taught me how to rope. I mean, I put the time in. I had somebody to try to out-rope every day in the arena. We get those special little young horses and stuff. They push against each other. We know which one we need to slow down on, which one we need to run a slow steer on. And when you figure all that stuff out, you know, all that's going to mold together and make the foundation it'll make you put more pride in your ride. You know, the people that are backyard breeders, they're going to try and figure out how to get some papers in their horses. You know, you see how neat this is. Just like it was saying, the breeder, 6,000. That's crazy. You know, they might not even know this deal went on today. And then that's just going to, you know what I'm saying? They might not even.
Yeah, you're right.
6,000.
6,000.
For the breeder.
And like you say, may not even
know. And then they're going to get a check in their mail and they're going to be like, hey, and then that's going to spread. You know, this deal's going to spread. It's going to push the industry. It's going to have the cow horse guys, the cutters. I don't care if racehorse, jockey. It doesn't matter. It's going to push everybody to try and, hey, man, you know what? That horse can move his feet. He might not be good at the best at this because might not have the cow to go and cut, but hey, he's got enough freedom right there to run and go catch a steer and can still stop and strong. Let's team rope. Let's get him in the right spot. Let's figure something out. Maybe I need to get some help. You know, the young horses, you do it right. Their age is just a number, just like any. But if you put the foundation and the time into it, and you don't go backwards, you know, I always tell people at my schools, when you hang a bridle in one's mouth, that sits on the bars And they don't realize that when they get rough with them during the day or during the roping, that calluses up those bars. Well, you know what that horse thinks? When we go home and we get off our horse that evening and we wash him off, do whatever, we put him in the stall. When he goes to take a drink of water, what's he feeling? He's still roping. When he's eating, what's he doing? He's still roping. And then we start the next day, and that callus spot on those bars, as soon as you hang that bridle, he doesn't cherish it. He doesn't hang right. You know, when that bridle's an extension of your hand. It builds into the roots of your legs. That's the foundation of that horse. 2 bad days, and you know that they drink, they eat, they never sleep. The horses that you see walk around here soft-eyed, hang their bridle, not chewing their bridle, they're packing it, they're respecting that hand. That's what, you know, that's where the industry, I think, is going to push. That's where the team roping world is a little bit, doesn't know that, you know, but when I say that at one of my clinics or schools, they're just, it's like a light bulb went off, you know. Better tack, you know, handmade stuff. That all, what's the purpose in a handmade horse if you don't have a handmade gear? I mean, that's just something I believe in.
I think you nailed it. And guys, I think this right here, we've seen the industry change. We've been, you know, Dakota, we've known each other a long time. We've seen it change a lot from when we were down there at old Lano messing around to up here now to what we've seen change. But this might be one of those deals where we really, the U.S. comes in, changes the industry. The World Series comes in, changes the industry. The Open Ropens change the industry. This is one of those deals that's going to turn around. Well, gentlemen, I tell you what, from a lower numbered guy that has idolized guys like you my entire life, I think what you boys just set up here is amazing. That light bulb that you're talking about, if anybody ever gets a chance to go ride at a cutting barn, go do it. Go work at a reined cow horse barn. Just go lope horses for somebody for a day. Go hang out with these guys, not at a clinic. Go do the work and see what it's all about. And guys, I tell you what, I appreciate both of you a lot. Great job today. $90,000. It's going to spread like wildfire, I think. And the industry's in good hands with guys like you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. You betcha. Thank you, pal. Dakota, great job.